So, I have been venturing down the Pinterest rabbit hole once again.
And curiosity often leads to trouble.
As you guys know, I love Pinterest. I have had a perpetual frog in my throat ever since my flu that I had over the holidays, and it has just never fully gone away. And it's February. That says a lot for that flu bug. Anyway, I am absolutely in love with these Victorian style jackets, and I have one that's kind of similar, but it's more modernized. Obviously, these are all modernized. I really want something a little more frilly. I want to feel like if I'm not ready to declare mutiny on the Black Pearl, then it's just not the right jacket for me.
I wish to report a mutiny.
That's kind of how I want it to look. So I was digging through my thrifted stash, and I'm sure you guys have noticed in my last video, my last thrift flip, that I had a jacket in the background. I actually had somebody comment on it like, oh, nice jacket. And I'm like, I didn't make that. I actually thrifted that. So let me show it to you really quick. And I was super excited when I saw it because I was like, oh, it's so pretty and lacy. But then I put it in my closet and it's just literally never come out. It's kind of sad. Like, the arms don't go all the way down to my wrist, and I'm a short person. I have short arms, but I question if this is a spring jacket. Like, maybe it's meant to do that. Maybe it's not meant to go all the way to the wrist. Anyway, so I've never worn it, but this is it. It's very spring business chic.
I'm sorry, what?
And there's no lining in the sleeves, so I guess that would seem very spring-like. I mean, you're not going to be warm in this jacket, that's for sure. And so I've never actually reached for it. I've never, ever wanted to even wear it. And I hate the bottom of it. Like, it's just very... Yes, so as I'm staring at this jacket and I'm like, what can I do with this? I'm going to take it off because it's not cute.
I couldn't agree more.
As soon as I saw it, I knew I could do something with it. I just wasn't sure what until now. So this is my plan for this jacket.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do is cut the jacket to make it shorter. I also want to cut off the collar to the front part to make it go in an open V shape down to my waist. I want to add some trim around that, something pretty, something frilly, and I want to add a peplum around the entire bottom part. I also want to add some buttons in the front, and I want to add some length to the sleeves and maybe a new poofier ruffle around the sleeve wrist. And that's the plan. All right, let's do this. So the first thing I did was mark where I wanted to cut the jacket at the waist and also around the neck, making sure to add back in some seam allowance when I cut it. I made sure the markings were even from the bottom up, and then I folded the jacket in half to make sure it would be even when I cut it. I decided to take off the sleeves since I plan to lengthen them, plus it will make it easier to work on the jacket part with them off.
The tediousness of unstitching something is the worst.
The worst!
Like, sometimes the stitches are really great and it's really easy to go through it, and then sometimes it's not as easy. So I've already got one sleeve off, which is right here, and I'm going ahead and I'm working my way around this second sleeve, so let's just get that done. And now that the sleeves are off, I can go ahead and cut down the front part of this jacket.
I only cut to the halfway point of the collar, and then taking that piece I already cut, I laid it over the other half of the collar and cut the other half to make sure both sides were even.
Okay, so I just tried to show you what it's looking like right now, and I couldn't even see it because I was wearing a white button-up shirt underneath it. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So I think I'm gonna create 2 darts down the back so that it's a nice fitted jacket. I want it to be like nice and tight in the front. That's much better. Now I can go ahead and kind of figure out where the darts are gonna go. Okay, so I hit a stopping point with the jacket, and now comes the time that I'm going to start figuring out the flounce the like peplum that's gonna go around the bottom. And this is actually where my brain is kind of starting to hurt a little bit.
What else is new?
Like I'm debating just adding some bias tape around the whole neckline, but I could also add back in whatever that, I don't know what this is called, inside of the jacket where they like put it on right sides together and then they flip it to the inside and it's kind of just dangling there, but it's sewn in and it's only part of it inside the jacket to hide the raw edges. So I'm debating on doing that, which would give more stability in the front. So I'm kind of thinking I might do that. I'm gonna get some food and then I will be back tomorrow and I will have my plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day and this is where I'm at so far with the jacket, which is perfect because on my picture that I drew, it's exactly the base that I wanted, so it's perfect. Okay, so I did have a chance to think on whether I was gonna just put bias tape all the way around the neckline, or if I was gonna add like a full-on lining piece that goes on the inside, and I decided a lining piece. So that's my plan for right now for the front, and then I can start working on the peplum part, and then after that we'll move on to the sleeves. So let's do that.
For this collar piece, I simply traced a part of the front piece of the jacket as well as the back piece of the jacket and made a pattern for it. Then I traced that onto some white lining material and then I stitched the collar piece to the front piece with the right sides together. Then I attached this inner lining piece to the jacket, pinning right sides together, and then I stitched them together and clipped all around the corners and flipped it to the inside and gave it a really good press.
Okay, so now I'm gonna find some trim to go around the collar. And as you guys saw in my picture, which is right here, that it had black trim around the sleeves as well as the collar. But when I put the black lace up against it, I wasn't sure. So then I was thinking of this going around, but holding it up to it, like you can barely see it. So I'm gonna look through my stash and then let's try a few different trims and see what we think. I only have a little bit of this one. No. Maybe. Right. Oh, I have a lot of that one. Oh, a lot. Okay, so I did grab some black lace. I just figured we could take a look, see what we think. I mean, maybe it's cute. I don't know. I know it's hard to see with my dress underneath it, but it's kind of pretty.
It's not that bad.
Okay, I think I made a decision. Let's do this. Okay, I know I just said that I had made up my mind, but then as I was going through my drawer, I found this one, and I actually think it works better.
Oh, have it your way.
This one's really pretty. But yeah, okay, it's looking really good. I'm almost done with this part, and then I can start putting on the peplum. I'm gonna eat some lunch first though, because I'm starving. And I gotta take out these pins because I found this trim. Okay. Okay, now I'm so full. It is so hard to like get back into the mojo of things when you eat a large lunch. I told myself not to do that. I did it anyway. Okay, let's get this trim on here. Okay, it's really pretty. I'm not liking how it's flipping up in the back, but I will cross that bridge when we come to it. I feel like I can fix it in the end. So I'm gonna move on into the bottom part of the coat because this looks really cute. Moving on.
For the peplum piece, I cut it at an angle so that I do not have to finish the bottom since it's already so pretty, and I'm also slightly lazy. See what I mean? That it won't really make a huge difference, that it's like cutting across weird. And I like that these are already finished here. I don't want to have to finish that. That will be a pain.
I know what I have.
You had
to
it
do.
at
I
Ben.
know, I got it.
I then traced this piece onto another piece of white material to act as my lining. Then I stitched 2 long pieces together and finished the bottom with, I think it's called a rolled hem. Then I added 2 basting stitches so that I could gather the peplum, and I did the same thing to the top lacy layer.
It is much later than it was supposed to be, but here is how she's looking. She looks so pretty. I'm in love. This is my idea for this. So I'm actually gonna call it a day, but I wanted to show you what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm so excited because it's finally looking good. My plan is to get started on it sooner because I keep starting so late in the day and it's my fault. Regardless, this is my thought. So I always gather it really, really tight, and then I start to kind of take some out until it fits. And let's pretend that that's it right here. Kind of gives me ballet vibes. I'm loving that. And this is the front. I'm wondering if it's too long. Like, is it too much? Okay, so it's not the next day, but I did pin everything and I wanted to show you really quick before I make my decision. But this is the long side, which isn't bad. And then this is the shorter side, and it's a mess because I just kind of like roughly took it up underneath, so it's going to look better and further down. This is just a mock. Now I just have to decide.
Oh, damn it. This is really confusing.
I can do this. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day. Well, actually it's a few days later for me, but the next day for you guys. So I had to take a small break because my baby's having some issues. And so she's been in and out of the veterinarian's office this week, and it has been so stressful, and she's still not doing 100%. So yeah, so she's my priority, but I have a little bit of a break today, so that is nice. And I have had plenty of time to think on this jacket. And then of course, while I was thinking about it, I realized that this piece here, the trim, could not go all the way down to the bottom. So I actually trimmed it and took it up because I'm actually adding a button here because it's gonna overlap. So I fixed that. I also went ahead and unstitched the inside where I had stitched this down because I want the peplum part to be hidden. And in order for it to be hidden, I need this part to cover that. So like I'm gonna attach it to this layer first, then I'm gonna take this and wrap it around that, right? And it'll have a little bit of overlap, and then I can cover it like that.
I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense.
Once I get the peplum on, all I have to do is put on the button. I don't know what I'm saying, button. All I have to do is put on the button and finish the sleeves, and it's done. Okay, so let's try to finish this up today.
Then I attached the lining peplum piece with right sides together to the jacket, and then not so quickly realized that if I do that, then that piece would be on top, and that's wrong. I want the lacy part to be on top. So I had to detach everything and then attach the lace peplum piece with right sides together, and then put the other lining piece on top of that. And then let's just pretend that that never happened.
Oh, but it did happen, and it was chilling to witness.
Okay, but I'm actually really glad that I didn't stitch that down before I made that discovery. Okay, so now that that's on, I was able to work on the sleeves. I did not unstitch down the sleeves, I just cut straight down since I wanted to make them a bit tighter anyway, and I love being able to just cut it because it made my life so much easier. I decided to add some volume to the shoulder by cutting straight down the center and adding a triangle piece to both sleeves. I added 3 inches in length to the bottom, and I also decided to add a lining piece to the sleeve so that it would not be see-through anymore and might add a little bit more warmth. I then added a ruffle to the bottom of the sleeve, and what I love the most about this ruffle and the peplum is I just used the bottom of the curtain, which was already finished, so all I had to do was gather it and attach it, and voila! Adorableness!
That's not even a word!
Now all I have to do is add buttons to the front and it is done.
So my final thoughts for this jacket are, honestly, this is one of my favorite thrift flips I think I have ever done. It turned out so much better than I ever could have imagined. In fact, it turned out exactly kind of as I planned, except for the black lace around the trim. I changed my mind there, but it did turn out pretty much as I wanted it to turn out. And I'm just so happy with it now. Like, it's honestly something that I never would have worn before, and now it's something that I'm going to wear time and time again. So it is amazing. I love it when a thrift flip turns out above your expectations. And I love the sleeves now. They're definitely so much better than that weird not making it to my wrist sleeve. So this is just so much better. I mean, I love it. I love it so much. This is just so cute. So the only con I have is that when I added the peplum to this jacket, and if you are going to make one similar, I recommend when you're putting the peplum on that you put half the peplum on going this way, and then you stop and you put the other peplum on going this way, stitching wise, that your machine pushes it this way, because as it was pushing everything this way and I kept going all the way around, I do believe that's why it's slightly uneven at the bottom. I have to keep adjusting it, and the thing is it's not actually uneven. The under layer part is both symmetrical, and every time I keep trying to line them up, they're perfectly lining up, but I think it's the gathering part. So I do have to keep like going in, and you can kind of see it now, like where it lays differently on both sides. So in order for me to fix it, I have to completely take off the peplum at the bottom of this jacket to completely fix that, and I'm super bummed that I have to do that, and I think I will do that just because I love this jacket now so much, and I definitely plan to wear this, so I am going to have to fix that. But other than that minor detail, it honestly turned out so amazing. I'm in love with it. It is so cute. So the making of this video was a bit of a trial and error for me, because I was trying to get through making this, and then of course trying to figure out some of the stuff. So as for my baby Raven, she is feeling so much better now. They found out that she has Addison's disease, which is where her adrenal glands don't put out cortisol in her body, which can cause so many health issues. And we think that she's actually been fighting with it for quite some time. We just didn't know. And so she got a nice injection of steroids into her ass, and now she is feeling so much better. She will be on steroids for the rest of her life. She's on a small dosage in the morning, and when she goes back into her vet, they will regulate her and try to kind of wean her down to where she's on like a small dosage, but she is eating again, and she's wagging her tail, and she's happy, and to me that is just such a relief, and I'm just so happy that she's feeling better and that she's okay, and that it was nothing like crazy. Let's just say that. It was nothing that I can't handle right now, and I'm just beyond happy that she's feeling okay. And I am so glad that this turned out amazing, because that just brightens my whole week because of everything that was going on. But I hope you guys loved this video, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the jacket, how you think it turned out, and if you guys have any future ideas for thrift flips for me. And I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!